Okay, welcome to Spring 2014 CIS180 Intro to Visual Basic Programming. My name is Chuck Conkle. I'll be with you the next 16 weeks. And today I just want to cover real quick getting started with the course. As soon as you log into RVC Eagle and access CIS180, this is the page you'll see. I have here in the top general course navigation helps, course success, RVC Eagle Canvas tutorial if you need it, syllabus. This is my office hours here, or my office, WTC 268, email. Office hours Tuesday, Thursday, 6:45 to 7:15. Also, I'm on live chat quite a bit. If you click on this, it'll bring you to a page to where you can enter in your name. I'll go ahead and do it here real quick to show you. If I'm not available, it'll show you I'm not available here. And this live chat link is to chat with me when I'm online. If I am online, you'll be able to enter in your name. If I'm not online, it'll tell you. I'll go ahead and click on this to show you. I am online, so I'm going to go ahead and put in here. Just make sure it's your first and last name. Click chat. And if I'm available immediately, I will accept that chat and greet you with something. And then you'll just put in the question. And you'll get a reply. At the end of this session, I generally do send you the log file of the chat, so that's available to you. Again, clicking on the live chat. If I'm not available, it will tell you I'm not available. This link here is week 1 start here. We'll go that in just a second. And then you'll notice the subsequent weeks have links, and then as well with the beginning. Monday is the beginning, I believe, date I have on here. You can work ahead if you want to, though. The only thing you cannot work ahead on is the final exam on the last week, 15 and 16. Here are solutions in the solutions area where you'll find programming assignments at the end of the week are going to be posted here in the solutions area, and I'll post them post assignment. These are actually from last semester, so these will be gone here after this podcast I'm recording. So you'll see nothing in the solutions initially, but at the end of the week, after things are graded, you'll be able to click on solutions and see the solution file to the programming assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the week 1 start here. This week you'll need to complete the following task. RVC Eagle Canvas tutorial optional. Read the Getting Started. In the Getting Started, it's a PDF file, I believe, where I have you step by step walk you through things you are to do to get the start of the class. The first thing is to install Visual Studio 2010 and pick up the textbook and USB drive from the RVC bookstore. The USB drive might or might not be bundled with the textbook, so if it's not, do not worry about it. Download Visual Studio 2010 Express software and install it on the PC. You'll see a link here in a second where it says Visual Basic 2010 install. The course book and flash drive. Here is the ISBN to the book if you wanted to purchase the book outside the bookstore. And there are flash drives you can purchase in the bookstore, but you can purchase them outside the bookstore as well. Upon accessing the course read the Getting Started, which you're doing now. There's no required orientation for the class. If you are new to RVC, I do recommend the Visiting Eagle support, and I do have a link in the Getting Started we'll look at in a second. After you've completed the above items, I want you to email me the first week CIS180 startup complete, and then put in the body of the email your name, cell number, in that case I get a hold of you, and so let me go ahead and go back now. This link here is getting around the course. Just tells you how to get around the course in Eagle. This link here is how to install Visual Basic 2010. And I'll click on these links here. This should open it up in a PDF viewer, I believe, for you. This link here will take you right to the download to install Visual Studio 2010. It's a free download. Just follow the steps of how to do that, and you'll be fine. Subscribe to the course in iTunes U. I will be having periodic podcasts will be posted on there, including the one you're listening to now. Just follow the steps how to subscribe to iTunes U. Begin reading Chapter 1. Download the data files here by clicking this link. Read the package and sending program assignment link. This just goes through how I want you to put inside of the code some information about yourself. You'll make sure the project's closed in VBNet. You'll right-click on the folder that contains a project. All of this information here that's on this page here will be in the podcast as well to help you. Other helps is Course Success we'll look at in a second, and the link I've already shown you before, it's in here as well on downloading data files. Make sure you do that on week 1. Get your data files downloaded. Course Success, this one right here that I skipped, I'm coming back to, basically gives you some things to help you succeed in the course. Read and do the chapter reading examples before attempting any quizzes, discussion, or programming assignment. Watch the podcast after step 1, because I usually give you an overview of content in the podcast along with a working example of the solution for the programming assignment. So when I do the podcast, I actually give you step-by-step how to start and complete each week's programming assignment. So if you have issues, you can just pause the podcast, do that in Visual Studio, and go back to the podcast. Just keep doing that back and forth. Number 3, you should carve out at least 5 to 6 hours a week to complete your programming assignment. Some students take less than that, but that's an average to shoot for. If it only takes you a couple hours, that's great, or even less. If you get stuck, I want you to do the following. Read the section on the chapter which covers the area you're having issues with. Preview the podcast again. Take a short break. That's always good. And then start back again coding your application. This is an introduction to Visual Basic. It is not an intermediate or advanced course. And so all of the weekly assignments are for beginning programmers with no prior language. And so coming into the course, you should have no reservations on being able to complete the course. You'll do fine and be able to complete it no problem. Number 4, ask me for help only after you've exhausted A, B, and C on number 3 here. If you still need help, do the following. Compress your project folder, which you'll learn how to do the first podcast for your assignment. Send me an email with your attached project folder. Type in the body of the email the issue you're having, and I will reply ASAP. So after you're through doing all of this week 1 task, at the bottom of this is a next button, which goes into the About Me. In the About Me, you will begin replying to some questions so other students can get to know you. Name you go by, favorite food, favorite movie, hobbies, why you're taking this class. I want you to reply to these below questions. In addition, reply to at least 2 other students' posts just to get to know each other. And I'll leave that up there the entire semester for you to go back and look at later. Discussion question. Each week should have a discussion question. If I don't have one in 1 week, don't worry about it. I try to have one each week, just a final thought for that week. In week 1 discussion, you're going to please read and reply to the post to get to know each other and the team that you're learning with. And that was in the About Me that we just went over in the prior slide. And you're going to answer these questions. Did you have any issues downloading and installing Visual Basic 2010? On a scale from 1 being very easy, 5 being very hard, what rate would you rate installing and creating your first Windows Hello program, which you do in week 1 here? And so don't answer these questions until after you've completed that week 1 assignment. So week 1 assignment, we're at it right now. There's a podcast here you'll click on. On each week's programming assignment, I also have below it the packaging and sending programming assignment link. In that link is exactly what I'm looking for inside of the code of each one of your programs, along with how to send them to me in each week's assignment area. There's also a course success link and data files if you forgot to download them. So each week we'll have in the assignment a link to the package and sending program assignment. In the podcast, I'll go ahead and click on this just to show you what it looks like. It's going to go to YouTube. I would recommend when you launch a YouTube video, on the right side here of the screen in your player, there is a link here for watch on YouTube. It's probably better to watch it in that, in a full view screen, because in YouTube there's a settings link here you can click on, and I can set this to a higher resolution, and you want to set it to like HD. 2010 Express. I'll pause this. So you want to set this to HD on the quality to make it the best quality as possible when you're watching this video. Again, I'll go back and show you how I did that. In the assignment, you click on the podcast and then click on the YouTube link on the bottom right of the podcast link. It'll open it up into the YouTube website. 2010 Express. Pause it so you can change the settings here and change it to be the highest resolution, the highest, they call it presentation. And so in this case, notice it's at 360p. You want it to put 720p, which is the highest resolution this one goes at. Once you put the highest resolution, you can then go to full screen player. You want to know if you want to allow it to go full screen. You say yes or allow it and begin playing. 2010 Express. And